I want to start with this. John Lynch, our friend at Fox, just became the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers. I think we would all agree that qualifies as a shocking move, right? So I was thinking this morning, let's all of us play along together now. Let's go to the last 6 or 7 shocking moves in the NFL. Jim Harbaugh getting fired by the San Francisco 49ers, I thought qualified, considering his success, as a shocking move. I thought Lane Kiffin being hired by the Raiders at like 31 years old, wasn't even a head coach, qualified as a shocking move. I thought Lovie Smith being fired after a year in Tampa, this is a Super Bowl coach, 1 year in, that was a shocking move. I thought Brock Osweiler signing with the Texans for $72 million and they'd never met him was a shocking move. I thought Chip Kelly fired by the 49ers after 1 year was a shocking move. Paul DePodesta, a baseball guy, getting hired by the Browns to run their front office was a shocking move. And let me throw one more. Ryan Fitzpatrick with Buffalo after a really good game getting a $60 million contract. I remember the day it happened, the weekend it happened. So let me name the teams where all these shocking moves happened. 49ers, Raiders, Tampa Bay, Texans, Niners, Bills, Browns. See a common thread with the shocking moves? Don't see the Steelers in there much. Don't see the Packers in there much. Don't see the Patriots in there much. So let's qualify this. And there's a big difference between a bold move and a bizarre move. Really smart, well-organized institutions make bold moves. Dysfunctional organizations make bizarre moves. I'll give you an example. Here's a bold move. Steve Kerr replacing Mark Jackson for the Warriors. Now, Steve was a good player. I covered him, a leader. Great broadcaster. Went to Phoenix, was a general manager. Now, he didn't have coaching experience, but many believed he was the next great coach. That was a bold move. Some people said Mark Jackson was pretty good. This is a really young roster. We don't know. But it wasn't a bizarre move. That was a bold move by a bunch of smart people, Jerry West, Bob Meyer. Let me give you another bold move. Peyton Manning signs with Denver. Well, Denver had a Super Bowl-looking roster. John Elway knows quarterbacks. Peyton's obviously terrific. And when they got into the kind of rally to get him, there were about 4 or 5 other teams. It was bold because not everybody was willing, after his 4th neck surgery, not everybody was willing to go with Peyton at that price. But it was a bold move because you had a track record. Elway, Peyton Manning, winning. He knew the AFC. Those are bold moves. By the way, San Francisco, the Warriors and the Broncos, those are smart organizations. Now let's go to bizarre moves. The Minnesota Timberwolves drafting back-to-back point guards. That's a bizarre move. The New York Knicks acquiring Phil Jackson, the greatest coach ever, to not coach. Run our franchise. He's 70. That's a bizarre move. You see the trend here? Big organizations with a history of winning smart people will make bold moves. Organizations like the Bills and the Raiders historically in Cleveland, bizarre moves. John Lynch, my friend, love him, rooting for him, hope it works, has not only never been a general manager, he's never been an assistant general manager. He's never worked in personnel. He's never been a scout. I mean, I think if he hires the right people, it can work. But don't kid yourself. There is a big gap between bold and bizarre. When Andy Reid went and got Michael Vick, that was a bold move. Andy was a winner. Michael had some tread left on the tires. For his offense, it made sense. Brad Stevens to the Boston Celtics. Unbelievable coach. Only weakness was personnel in the NBA, so Danny Ainge would handle that. very good in the half-court offense, had coached pros in college. Bold move. Giving a guy a 6-year GM contract who has never been a general manager, I think goes beyond bold. I think it's bizarre. Now, it may work, but if you start lining up what the Niners have been, fire Harbaugh, hire Tom Sula, hire Kelly, fire him, Trent Baalke's your friend, now he's out, John Lynch, GM, I think it teeters more toward bizarre than bold. I hope it works. I'm rooting for it to work. I mean, the Yankees once fired Joe Torre and hired Joe Girardi. I would classify that as bold. Girardi, I think, had won National League Manager of the Year earlier. Torre had been there, getting a little older. They needed more juice, and many thought discipline in the front, in the clubhouse. So I remember when Girardi got the job, I thought, it works now. He's younger. He's a little more stern, a little more strict, a little less loose. It'll get the older players to step in line. I don't get it. 6 years, never been a GM. Again, I'm rooting for John Lynch. I'm a friend of John Lynch. I hope it works. It may work. But you start lining up the moves that have shocked you in the last 10 years. It's not about the move. It's about who's making the move.
Brought to you by 84 Lumber. Are you 84 material?